Welcome.
3sb.co. Buy some shit.
Absolutely. Support your homeboys and buy some shit.
Welcome to the show. What's this thing called?
Winning time.
So winning time. I know you have some Arnold recap stuff.
I have a little bit of Arnold shit.
I just wanted to say.
Yeah, feel free.
That it hit me in the face, the vibe of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Way what I did not expect.
Yeah.
Because like the trailer's a little dramatic.
Uh-huh.
And what do you call this? A comedy drama?
It is a drama with comedy.
There's definitely comedy, right?
Yeah.
As soon as you see Homeboy hop in, what's his name? Dale. Is it Dale? From Step Brothers?
John C. Reilly.
Yeah, as soon as you see John C. Reilly on the screen.
Playing Jerry Buss.
Yeah, and he starts to bust. He breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah.
You know it's on.
Yeah, it's basically the same. That part of it is the same as Big Short.
Which I've never seen. But I know. I should have watched it during the stock chaos, too.
You should have. Because it's fucking great. It's a great movie.
But it's like it seems like, and we've talked about this not only in movie reviews, but you and I have talked about it before we started doing movie reviews, that all movies go through these phases. You know, it's like we're in this agent phase, and then we're in this horror phase, then we're in this sci-fi phase, and like for 5 to 10 years, that's all the world's making.
Right.
This is the new genre.
Yeah.
I don't think we spoke about it on or off air, but the Sean Payton movie that just came out. Did I tell you about that?
No.
So you know Sean Payton, coach of the New Orleans Saints.
Okay.
4 years ago, maybe 5, pretty recent history. The New Orleans Saints got busted for having bounties on injuring the opposing teams.
Exactly. Yeah, I remember that.
So they do a movie on that.
Uh-huh.
I forgot what it's called, but Adam Sandler's company, Happy Madison, produces it.
Oh.
So going in, I at least knew what I was about to get, but it had a very similar vibe to this, where it's like kind of a serious topic and like a dramatic team thing, and then it's all just filled in with like, I wouldn't say super Adam Sandler humor because he's known for being pretty goofy. This is somewhere in between.
Yeah.
It has the guy from King of Queens, Kevin James.
Kevin James, yeah.
What is it? Home Team. It's pretty good. You know, it's not the best movie I've ever seen or whatever, but these two are like the exact same genre. To me, and that's what made it pop in. And it was like good, and maybe it's just because what we're used to, but like a lot of sports movies are dramas.
Yeah.
Right? Like remember the Titans, Miracle, Rocky, the kind of underdog. I like that because it does remind me more of sports. Like there's fun times in basketball practice where we're joking around, but whenever I think of sports, I think about like the adversity of being down in the fourth quarter, or like running sprints until teammates are throwing up and holding each other up and, you know, pushing each other and stuff like that. So it is kind of a weird twist to see for me, at least. And even this, where like the business part is like, again, it's dramatized, like, but there's like a lot of fucking darkness going on, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think that maybe baseball movies are more prone to comedy because Bull Durham's a comedy, Major League's a comedy.
Yeah, Major League for sure.
I mean, The Natural's not a comedy. For Love of the Game is not a comedy.
Yeah, Moneyball maybe has some
Moneyball is a little, So I didn't like Moneyball, and I love Michael Lewis. I don't know what the fuck, the guy who wrote it.
I just love Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
I put it on Instagram. I was hoping for your answer. I said, if you had, for the rest of your life, you could only watch movies from one actor, who are you choosing?
Well, it's not Jonah Hill, but
Jonah Hill was in my top. He was in I didn't choose him. Mine is a hands down easy one, but Jonah Hill was in my honorable mentions. I love War Dogs. Superbad you can fucking watch 30 times in a row. Moneyball's fine.
I don't know if I have an easy answer to that one. I mean, maybe Denzel's been in a wide variety of shit.
So Denzel was my choice.
That was probably my choice, too.
Denzel was my choice.
Because he's just been in so many different kinds of things. His career's is broad.
Will Smith was kind of my other one. I didn't like specify because it's an Instagram story, but if you're talking about TV shows.
Did you see that they're doing a sequel to I Am Legend, which he died at the end of, and he is in?
I think in...
what?
That's sick.
Michael B. Jordan.
I love it. But, it's not Will Smith?
It's Will Smith and Michael B. Jordan.
Oh, I'm down.
Well, me too, but I mean...
I think there's an alternate ending on DVD.
Okay.
Where I don't know if maybe he still dies or maybe he doesn't die. I forgot. I think I saw it at some point.
I know that there is an alternate ending on the DVD.
And maybe he lives, and maybe that's where the tie-in is.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I don't know, dude. I kind of liked I Am Legend. I think most people did. Even though people talk so much shit on poor Willie Smith, I think people like I Am Legend.
I Am Legend is a movie, or is a story, is a book that has been made as a bunch of different movies. It was made with as a Charlton Heston movie in the 60s, early 70s.
It's called I Am Legend or no?
No, it's called Omega Man. It's the same
I think I've heard
story.
I don't love horror stuff, and obviously this is a little bit more action than horror, but I kind of like zombie shit for some reason. I like
I'm still watching The Walking Dead, if that tells you.
Yeah, I've never seen it. But World War Z,
yeah,
like I kind of like all those.
It was a terrible movie, but I still liked it.
Yeah,
like,
they're not banging.
Yeah.
That's half the movies I like. But Denzel was my guy. Will Smith was honorable mention. I had another honorable mention. Jonah. Fuck, I had a couple others snuck in there.
Maybe I think that if I had to go somebody else, I don't know, maybe Costner.
Costner's not bad. I think Gio said, I'm putting you on blast, G. I think she said Michael Caine.
My name is Michael Caine.
That's I read it like that too.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. There's some other ones like
Michael Caine. It's a solid choice.
Yeah, people said Adam Sandler, and I get it. Like I
just don't like Adam Sandler that much.
I like some of his old stuff just because there's like classics to my childhood or whatever. But like, I'm not gonna watch Happy Gilmore every single day.
Punch Drunk Love is my favorite, but I tried to watch that more recent one that he did, Uncut Gems.
Yeah, we talked.
Fucking hated that movie.
Yeah. I didn't love it, but I didn't feel as anxious as everyone else did.
Yeah,
which tells me my life is quite anxious.
Yeah, probably. Probably you're a little more attuned to the anxiety of it, and it just didn't do it for me.
Robin Williams was another one of mine, I think.
Robin Williams would be a good choice as well.
Because same thing, you can kind of bounce. You can go from Miss Doubtfire to Patch Adams to Jumanji, and you get a different mood.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah.
And
you bounce.
Oh my God, or Dead Poets Society. You can. That's a Kleenex box double feature.
Yeah, and then when you're done, you head over to Miss Doubtfire and clean her up.
Yeah, my best moment of improv in the time that I was doing improv on stage a couple years ago was in the show. We had the audience like pick certain things. It was almost a little Mad Libby.
Yeah.
And one of them was like a character that wouldn't normally be in this genre. And somebody picked Mrs. Doubtfire, not Robin Williams, but Mrs. Doubtfire. So I was the person who did that, and it was fucking great. It was the best moments I've ever had on an improv stage.
It's an amazing character.
Just take that character and put him in another
something serious or who knows where. Anywhere, really, besides that house in San Francisco.
It was a gangster show.
Yeah, weird.
Gangster show. I want to hit just real quick a couple of things before we where is it?
Are we going powerlifting first? Oh yeah, I saw this. This is like the internet to me.
I don't know how to talk about this, but we're going to talk about it anyway.
What's it called? Slap boxing?
I don't know. It
says something underneath. Slap fighting.
Slap fighting.
I mean, you've seen like, not hot new hip hop. There's a bunch of World Star, obviously, but there's what's the other ones you said? E-Bombs World? Did you tell me about that?
I didn't, but
we were talking about it, right? Because
yeah.
we were talking about that little caricature.
Yeah.
He was on E-Bombs World, I think.
Yeah, I think you could be right.
Yeah, I don't know.
Strong Bad.
That's like a lost fucking memory in my brain. I don't know why, but yeah, E-Bombs World, World Star, all these things have like shit like this for 20 years now.
Yeah.
And Instagram a little bit, you'll see some people like, whether it's competition or just fucking around. But now they stole the UFC fucking the UFC
logo and it's
$1,000,000,000 their font. They do have a hell of a crowd. I talked to a couple friends that went to the Arnold this weekend, and they said it was bumping.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
Which I was surprised though.
Before we get into this, here's the question: do you miss it or no? Do you have any FOMO this weekend?
I've talked to a couple friends recently within like last year, and they're about my age and how they still deal with a lot of FOMO. I killed my FOMO.
Yeah.
I used to get a lot of FOMO, but I get no FOMO. I can sit at home and everybody could be doing all my favorite people could be doing the dopest shit. I'll be like, oh, that's cool. I don't know why. It's gone.
I mean, the last time I went, I thought this is 4 years ago. I thought, man, this might be the last time I ever do one of these things. And the year before that, I thought the same thing. And the year before that, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I just haven't been back at all. I mean, I get the function of them. I mean, the coolest part for me is always seeing the people in the industry that you only see once a year or twice a year or whatever, and you only deal with them by email, or they'd fucking unfollow you on social media, so you unfollow them on social media. You have no idea what they're doing until they show up on somebody else's feed from the Arnold or from the Olympia or some shit. Anyway, though, a little bit, because there were parts of that I actually liked a lot. The dealing with the crowds part was a part I never enjoyed. It didn't bother me as much as it did other people, but I never enjoyed it.
My experience was different too. I was always working. I've never been non-working. I wouldn't say FOMO, but some of it looked cool, and it looked like it changed a little bit. Like, shout out to our boys at Massonomics. Like, they obviously had a booth. I assumed it was their first booth, but I don't know.
No,
they did another one.
No. Yeah,
it looked like they did it big, and it looked like the whole strip right there was all powerlifting.
Yeah,
which is cool, and that was never a thing.
No,
there would be like one or two booths by the powerlifting that is powerlifting,
right?
But other than that, like in the place, it's very pop health and then very bodybuilder-esque. So it's kind of cool. Like I think they're across the way from Ghost. Shout out to Ghost for being there. Like a ammonia company, and they're all kind of had their strip of powerlifting, which is cool. It's just cool. But no, I'll definitely go to them eventually. It's just like part of business. I think you kind of have to. But I wouldn't say I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously there are people that, actually the Massonomics guys would be like one reason.
It'd be fun to kick it with them.
Yeah, that's the sort of one reason that I would have thought about it. But there's also plenty of people I don't want to fucking see.
Right,
so,
right.
You know.
What I did find cool, and maybe it's, again, a couple, like I really was stuck in the booth majority of the time I was there, like 90% of the time, maybe more. It seemed like more events got the main stage this year, like this. Like, look at that crowd.
Oh, yeah.
We're like
nuts.
Don't quote me, but this weekend of the Arnold has like some of the most athletes competing under one roof in the world,
right?
Like more than the Olympics, because they have like fucking Jedi sword fighting, stripper pole competitions to cheerleading, jumping rope, like fencing, ballroom dancing,
art.
Yeah, they have literally everything
crazy.
Everything you can name about. They have a competition, but a lot of them are like, because the convention center there is insane.
Yeah,
there are a lot of side rooms, and then the main stage typically was like strongman. Maybe a CrossFit competition here and there because it's always around the open. But even like the big weightlifting meet, the open, the powerlifting meet, which is a pretty big championship, was always on the side. But I saw a lot of things that looked like they were on main stage. Was there just like a squat off?
I believe so.
I think I saw a squat off that was on the main page that Ruska might have won.
Yeah, right.
The big deadlift I know you have queued up.
Yeah.
On the elephant bar. Dude, I would love to tug on an elephant bar.
And the I'm gonna blank on the guy's name, but the second place finisher for Arnold Strongman is from Ukraine.
Oh yeah, I can't say it right. Someone's gonna fucking
spell it.
Valesky.
Okay,
I'm in the league.
You're in the zone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was donating his winnings.
Yeah, which is cool.
To for body armor in Ukraine, and Arnold said, we're going to give you also the equivalent of the first place for you to donate. So that first place was $80,000.
Yeah, I think it's been $80,000 for a while.
Yeah,
like historically, the Arnold paid more than World's Strongest Man. I don't think that's the case anymore. I think Strongest Man stepped their shit up, which is here, by the way. If you guys are ever going to be in NorCal for World's Strongest Man in 2 months, a month and a half, right down the street from 3rd Street, open gym, come kick it. But yeah, I think Oleski.
That's that. Fuck. There you go.
Yeah. And then cool to see Lisi's come back from injury and win. So World's Strongest Man should probably be exciting because he didn't compete last year.
Nope.
But they had a big Rogue Invitational where a lot of those guys went. And I saw Lisi's win. I think he got top 3. Should be an exciting year for Strongman. And it seemed like an exciting event here, too.
Yeah, this slap fight thing is the slap fight championship.
Well, you saw who's announcing, right?
Yeah, I did.
That's wild.
You can see that in just a second here. There, down he goes, and
Arnold's unfazed.
Yeah, he's like, what?
Who's that guy? That guy's famous too, right?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know who that other guy is. But
I recognize his face for sure.
That's Logan?
Yeah, I believe Logan
Paul.
The older Paul.
Yeah.
He stole my haircut too, you son of a bitch. But Arnold doesn't even blink.
No.
Look at him.
No, well, that might not actually really be Arnold. That might just be one of those Terminator robots.
It probably is at this point.
Yeah, because there had to be a lot of those, right?
But he's got enough money to
yeah
make it real. I mean, that's just cool. Like you talk about visual sports. Like, are you going to follow that as a competitive league? Probably not. But are you going to watch that when you're walking down an expo? Yeah,
right.
I'm watching
YouTube or some shit. Yeah,
I'm definitely. If I'm at that expo, I'm watching dudes slap. I mean, that's wild.
I agree.
The deadlift was wild too. Tamara.
Yeah. I was going to say, if they're going to have a slap thing, shouldn't there be a tickle one too?
Yeah, next to the arm wrestling.
Yeah.
And They probably do. I don't know. The tickle one could get a little fetishy.
I'm okay with that. Whatever. Tamara Walcott.
Was she the first to pull 600 on a regular bar? 'Cause she was on Ellen.
She pulled 621
on this thing, right? Elephant bar.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure last year.
This one was 636?
Yeah, but we're elephant barring it.
Yeah.
Set the world record deadlift record with 636 pull, bested both that the previous. Oh, so she pulled 636 on a regular bar, which beat the elephant bar record. And that's why I think she was on Ellen and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is pure nuts.
And what is this then? 641.
Yeah. Shout out to Rogue's.
Look at that comment. Hey, Bart.
Yeah. Number one comment, Bart Kwan.
Yeah, it was clean.
And then our buddy Kale.
Really clean.
Like by Silent Mike, look. That's
Yay,
pure
Rogue.
insanity.
Yeah, strong. 641.
Yeah.
But what I guess it kind of makes me sad about the elephant bar, considering she pulled 636 on a regular deadlift bar.
Yeah.
Because I just want to go on a deadlift bar and like pull 800. But probably not happening, I guess, by this ratio.
By that metric is apparently not going to work out.
Yeah, just shattered my dreams. But yeah, hell of a pull. That seems like it's on the main stage, which is fucking cool. Rogue's obviously always about, we did the documentary on them a little bit too. They're talking about building, visuals and historic style lifts and really about the record. So it's cool that they set up something like this because, 6 years ago, this wasn't happening. Yeah. 6 years ago, no one gave a fuck about a deadlift, let alone a powerlifter deadlifting.
Right, right.
And people didn't even know the difference between straps and not and bars and not. And so it's all kind of elevating it. Yeah. It is a little bit of an exhibition thing, right? It's a fucking elephant bar, even though it doesn't really whip. That's kind of crazy. I mean, it's whipping, obviously, but, like, not what you would think, eh?
Not as much as you would imagine.
It kind of looks like a deadlift bar at that point.
Yeah.
Because so much of it looks like... I wonder what the distance between collars are, because a lot of the distance right there looks like it's on the loading collar. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
yeah,
the barbell.
on the sleeve.
Yeah. Where the collar to collar might be a regular deadlift. I don't know. I'm sure we could find the metrics. But, yeah, it's cool. It's cool to see things elevate. See, that's kind of shit I do like. That's where, like, I'm so torn on. I want the competitive sport to grow and everything we talk about Garrett, and I want it to, but I kind of like this too. Like, why not have some fun with it? Like, it's fucking lifting weights. It's not going to be the NBA.
Right.
And even the NBA knows it's not the NBA. They have the All-Star weekend, and they have a dunk on, like, you kind of need that stuff to have some fun.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's a pretty good segue into our review today. We're talking about winning time, the rise of the Lakers Dynasty. And this, as Mike was saying, this is in a particular style. This executive producer, Adam McKay, his producing partner has been Will Ferrell. And this series is how their friendship fell apart.
Oh, really?
Because Will Ferrell wanted Michael Shannon to play Jerry Buss.
Was Will Ferrell going to be a part of this series then?
No.
Oh. He just
wanted Michael Shannon.
So he just broke up with his friend because his friends didn't take his advice on his job.
Did not work out, and they ended up using John C. Reilly, who is fucking amazing in the first episode. Yeah, really, really, really good. But, they don't speak anymore.
That's crazy.
It is crazy.
That's like, hey, Jim, I think you should wear more the color green.
Yeah.
You're like, Mike, I don't want to wear green. And then we just stop talking.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
I wonder who's the bitch. One of those two's a bitch.
Oh, Ferrell.
You think? Will Ferrell's being a bitch right now?
Yeah, no. It's, because Ferrell won't talk to McKay, so it's Ferrell.
God damn it, Uncle Willie.
Yeah.
We'll have Dan call him.
Yeah, well, that's right. Dan's got the connect to Will Ferrell.
Yeah, Dan's related to him.
Well, related in a marriage, yeah.
Look, modern state of society, it's family.
In a marriagey way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
John C. Reilly was good. I think the kid that played Magic was good.
He was amazing.
A couple things that stand out before we can, I'm sure you have some kind of control or organization here. A couple things that stand out to me was the comedy drama mix.
Uh-huh.
The second thing, which I actually like, and this may be controversial, I don't know. A lot of movies nowadays, and it gets heat from political aspects, where they like altruistically, optically make it about race or not. And it's so like Star Wars was a big one, right? Like the end of I don't know which one, maybe the number 9. I forgot. I think it was end of number 9. Everyone's celebrating, and then they got to zoom in on the two ladies kissing.
Oh.
You know what I mean? That was a big controversy because people were like, that's fine that ladies kiss, but like you're purposely doing this shit. You know what I mean? Where in this, not only because of the era, right? We're still in the 70s. I think he was drafted in, I forgot the year, 78?
79.
79. 78's the year he was a freshman at Michigan. Race was still a huge thing.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, and it really is a transfer in sports, and sports play a lot in society and pop culture. But they just hit it on the face, and I'd rather do that, right? When they like show Magic Johnson's roster at first, it says black, white,
for Larry Bird, yeah.
And I think that was a huge topic of conversation at the time. Obviously, I wasn't alive, but I've watched a shit ton of ESPN Classic, an insane amount, and so I'd rather, if you're going to make it a point or make it establish it as like a C storyline, to do it rather than like try to fake that it's, like fake the magic on top. Like just fucking do it.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying.
I don't know how well to put that in words, but I think you guys understand.
Yeah, no, it was absolutely transparent.
It was on the nose.
Talking about.
It was on nose, which is good.
Yeah.
Like make it on the nose. Like that was the kind of conversations, and we did a podcast on it in 2020. All these topics of race and society and sex and gender. We've done a lot of topics on that on this podcast, and I think the only way to do it is like come in respectful, but hit it on the nose.
Yeah.
If we're going to dance around this thing, we're never going to solve anyone's issues, and we're never going to have anyone see eye to eye.
Yeah.
So might as well fucking just slap it. Hey, Larry Bird's the hardworking, dedicated,
Right.
But that's so sad, and it's so fucking true.
Speaking of that episode, shout out to our friend Brian Washington, who was. So here's the thing. We had heard this from him, and it certainly was on his social media, that he had a homeless person who was like.
I don't even know if he knows he's homeless. It was just a dude.
A dude.
Because I've seen the video. I've seen the video.
He may not have been homeless.
Who knows?
He had a vagranty person.
Yeah.
Hanging out on his front porch, stealing stuff off his porch, whatever.
Harassing him,
yeah. He threw the guy off his property and ended up getting arrested for it.
Yeah.
And there's a question about whether race played a role in that or not, because Brian is a black man. And
I don't know if the other guy got arrested.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think he did.
I don't think he did either. Yeah. And then finally in this last week, the charges were all dropped. Yep. And this has been pretty much a national story. It's all over the place.
Oh, really? I didn't know. That's good. I didn't know that.
All
I
over
should
the
text
place.
him. I obviously followed it with him, and yeah, it's crazy. He lives really close to me. He lives really close to the gym. Another one to sidestep, Cain Velasquez. Did you see that story?
I don't understand enough of it to be able to comment on it.
So I know
that's how I feel about it.
Well, that's why we have the name of this podcast. We already have a safety barrier for anything I say. So Cain Velasquez, ex-heavyweight champion of the UFC, San Jose native. I don't know if he's native, but he lives in San Jose.
Yeah.
Somebody molested, I've heard two stories, one of his family members, underage, or his daughter.
Yeah.
And he went up and shot this dude.
Yeah.
And then obviously he gets arrested. This other guy's fucking running around free. The story's getting out, and he has a shit ton of support from fellow athletes in the internet. And so I don't know what's going to come of that, but similar-ish.
I don't know enough about it to say. However, I think if I were in that position, as angry as I might be in that position, I would work through the system first, and then if the system fails,
then you're gonna go shoot him.
Then maybe you go shoot him.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't
because
know.
there is a system for that.
Sure.
And society has rules, and we try to like operate within those rules until we can't. And so
unless you catch it in the act, and then it's self-defense.
Then it's a different story.
Yeah, I don't know the story on that either. I don't think it was, but
I don't know enough to be able to comment on it beyond what I would do.
Yeah, high-profile story though, and popping. And I didn't know Brian's is getting abs is getting national news, which is good. I hope it does, and I hope it causes some ripples and some shit.
Well, it points out, it's the guy is portrayed as being homeless, so that's how it's selling is across the nation is that it's a homeless person who was basically in his castle in Brian's castle.
Yeah, but that's the issue, right? California doesn't have castle law.
No.
Yeah. And not that he shot him, but I don't know if you're allowed to punch him even. I don't even know the rules.
I think he just shoved him.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, castle law typically has to do with shooting people.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Stand your ground.
But yeah, caught him on a ring light or ring doorbell deal.
Camera, yeah.
I don't know. How do we get there from Magic? Oh, the black white race stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a good topic to bring up. And some people might be like, "Oh, like get that out. I'm like trying to be entertained or whatever." But I think all art in any form, any creation is art to me, and it should be like thought provoking or like put it in your face a little bit. So
Yeah.
I don't like it when they try to like scheme it in there like they're all altruistic and shit, but I don't mind it being a topic in a show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I agree. This is a 10 episode
I didn't know it was that long.
HBO original. Yeah, it's 10 episodes.
Oh, we're jamming.
So I'm not sure exactly how we're going to cover it from this point forward. I don't know that we could really do week by week. I think that maybe what we'll do is go. We'll
talk about it in August. See
yeah,
you guys then.
We'll pick it back up at the end, I think.
The other thing that popped in my eyes. So I played basketball my whole life, 15 years, literally slept it, lived it, watched. All I watched was ESPN Classic. And Magic Johnson's my favorite player of all time. But that's the era I kind of stopped. There's not a lot of footage on stuff before that. There's some, obviously. Mm-hmm. It's not that old, but there's like different leagues. Now you're talking about the ABA. The players aren't as exciting to watch, which I didn't enjoy, and it just wasn't as relatable to nowadays game. If you look at like a 1965 or a 1970s game of basketball, and then you watch Steph Curry now, it looks like a different fucking sport.
Well, part of the reason that they picked this point in time, obviously, this is the beginning of the Showtime era for the Lakers, but Jerry Buss came in with the idea of, so basketball was boring.
Yeah.
Just like you're saying, basketball was boring. It wasn't, it was like they talk about it being sort of the ninth sport down from, tennis was bigger, golf was bigger. I mean,
football, obviously, baseball.
CBS has started showing games on a delay.
That's funny. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There was a possibility that it would just be off TV altogether.
Yeah. Which is crazy because, like, as a basketball fan, even now, you look back and there's, like, iconic players there. Jerry West. That's where I was heading with the rant. Bill Russell. Like, those are, like, known as top 20 players all time. Will Chamberlain, obviously. Oscar Robinson's in this era a little bit before. But those guys are known as, like, the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
And they're in the 60s, 70s era.
Yeah.
You know? So it's kind of, like, you would just think that it would have more love. But I understand why it doesn't. Like, they weren't as athletic. They weren't doing crazy shit with the ball.
Right.
It was like, it looked more like soccer with your hands.
Yeah.
Where now, like, they're doing insane things with the ball. Like, when you're watching on TV and you see Steph Curry hit these shots, you're like, oh, man, he's so good. Like, go fucking shoot 10 threes, all you meatheads, and tell me how many of those things even touch the backboard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's insane. Sure. But Jerry West, I know not much about. I obviously know he's the logo. I know he's a Laker. I know, like, his history.
Yeah.
I know his history as I would take a NBA test.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I never watched. And they made him fucking insane. I don't know how traumatic that is or not.
Well,
is he known as a bitch? I didn't even know that.
Here's the thing. Like, he has a crappy relationship with the Lakers now. The Lakers don't basically have anything to do with him.
I know
anymore.
that. But so
he was with the Lakers for a long
Buss
time.
did a little bit at the end, and even the younger Buss has a little bit. Because when a family's... when there's so much going on, you know, and the Lakers are, like, the star of the NBA for 40 years, literally, there's going to be drama.
My understanding... Go on.
Yeah, but I didn't know West was so fucking...
Well...
that bad. And obviously,
I don't know how bad it was then because it's really got some pretty significant racist overtones.
Right.
And part of it is like a basketball philosophy, but I don't think that Jerry Buss, who was in the first episode, he's in the process of buying the team.
Yeah.
What you don't see in the show is that he was buying the Forum and he was buying the Kings, the LA Kings hockey at the same time.
And what did he do before? Real estate?
So here's the thing. He has a PhD in
what do you say?
Physical
engineering or chemistry or something.
Something
weird.
Yeah, something weird. And this is the thing I want to hit on. We're probably going to go off on a tangent here, but if someone's not a medical doctor,
no, you're calling me.
Do you
doctor
call
for sure.
them a doctor?
I don't even care if you're a medical, and obviously I'm an uneducated fucking meathead, but I don't want anyone to correct me. I'll call you fucking doctor out of respect, but don't you? If I call you Mister, if I'm at least being respectful, don't ever turn to me and say fucking doctor. Fuck you. I don't care that you paid more money. I don't care that you paid $120,000 to go to school 4 more years than the average. I'm not gonna look at you and say, whatever it is, world record holding squad. Like,
Yeah.
no, call me fucking Mike or Mr. Farr if you're trying to be exact. I don't like the pretentiousness that comes with it. And they play on that, obviously, as a joke, but
everybody called him Dr.
except for
Dr.
Bus.
Bus.
Except for, who's the previous owner?
Fuck.
Yeah, whoever that guy is. And then he
Yeah.
breaks the fourth wall and he said, it's Doctor, it's cool.
Yeah, Jack Kent Cook.
Yeah, Cook. The other racist snuck in there that I don't know if it's going to come up later is I think it's Don Sterling. Do you know Don
It is
Sterling?
Don Sterling, yeah.
So Don
for
Sterling
sure.
ends up owning the Clippers
Right.
and then has a huge racist scandal about
At the end of his
the
NBA career, and
really
they
recently.
forced him out a few years ago.
like within the last 5
Yeah,
years. I think.
NBA forced him out.
Yeah.
So NBA did not allow them to use any footage from any game for this series.
I would, if I'm the NBA, I'd probably say the same.
So what they did is they developed these different visual techniques
Yeah.
with different cameras. They used a couple of cameras from the late 70s, video cameras from the late 70s, and they shot on like Super 8 and 16 and 70 millimeter.
The whole thing is like sepia or whatever.
Yeah.
So you kind of get the 70s.
Yeah.
But sometimes when they whip that thing out, I had to look really close. I thought it was Magic Johnson. Like they did one of them where they must have been a Super 8 camera and it shot back a little bit. And I'm like, on the golf course.
Oh, yeah.
On the golf course, they have like sepia, and then they pull one back when he stomps off.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, fuck, is that real? How did they get that footage? And then I'm like, oh.
The footage of his going away fish fry
Yeah.
back home
Yeah.
is shot on Super 8 handheld.
Yeah.
They wanted it to look like dad cam.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
it was cool.
Yeah, and you can even see the registration holes on the sides of that film. So they wanted it to look like a home movie.
Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, it nothing looks exactly like this. The fourth wall breaking is the thing that Adam McKay's stuff often has, that fourth wall breaking.
And
stuff,
just like
but
John C. Reilly kind of fits that so well.
He does, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we don't have to close it out right now, but it was a good watch. I liked it.
John C. Reilly was in Boogie Nights, which is also set in the 70s.
Yeah. No, he just like, and maybe it's his style humor is very Will Ferrell. Like they're very similar, but yeah, you just feel like you're watching Anchorman mixed with the NBA, which is like right up my alley. Like I'm not gonna be mad. You can't really fuck it up.
And the guy who played the previous owner, who's I'm gonna have to bring him back, Jack Kent Cook.
Yeah,
he is the guy from Caddyshack.
Oh, I don't know if
he's the young dude from Caddyshack.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
that is interesting.
Yeah,
yeah, and then Magic Johnson's a new kid, right?
Yeah, he was. They looked apparently all over the world to find
when he starts
guy.
to grow the goatee. He really looks like Magic Johnson.
Yeah,
in this episode a little bit, but I've just only obviously watched. I'm not best friends with Magic Johnson, although I wish. I've only watched just a shit ton of interviews and shit. But he has his charisma pretty good.
Yeah,
knocked in. They show Larry Bird, but I don't think he talks.
No, yeah, but he does come like a lot of.
And he kind of looks like him too.
Yeah,
it's
a lot of celebrities who they basically just got to be like in the front row of games, like Jack Nicholson and stuff. They're in the series.
Yeah, which makes sense. Like Jack Nicholson is literally a part of it. The NBA.
Yeah, no, really.
Yeah.
Now, back in 82, 83, I actually went to a couple of concerts at the Forum.
Oh, dope.
I never saw a basketball game there, although there was talk about going one. I was broke, so I was scraping it together to even go to these shows. I saw Billy Joel there.
What's the Forum now? Nothing? Concerts?
It's an entertainment venue. Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been. I've only been Staples.
But the look of it is so iconic. That's why you see so many pictures of it and stuff. It just has that look. It was called the Inglewood Forum at the time, and then it became the Great Western Forum.
And this team, I mean, you could argue is the most iconic team in sports history, at least in the conversation. Probably a couple Yankees teams or whatever, but they're definitely in the conversation of being the most iconic team of all time.
I also saw Sammy Hagar there.
Oh, that's probably a banger.
Pre Van Halen, Sammy Hagar.
Yeah.
He one of the craziest things I've ever seen on a stage in a rock and roll show. There was like this beam above the stage, and it like was hinged in the middle so it would break. It would like come down and on this hinge, and then they put him he was in a harness and like was strapped onto it, and then the thing rose up and he was like
flying.
Flying.
Sounds like some Kanye West shit.
Yeah, it was crazy. Anyway, Jerry Buss. I don't know why people call him doctor. That we have friends in this industry who have PhDs, and I've never called one of them doctor to their face.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you're about to like touch my balls and I'm about to cough, I'm probably not going to call you doctor.
Yeah. So Nadolski, but nobody else.
Yeah. But even that, like if I meet him in person, I'll call him like Mr. Nadolski until he starts to touch my testicles. I probably won't call him Doc.
Hey, Doc, you can warm your hands up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know why. And it's not a disrespect thing to me, but
No.
and I don't know. I think if you're that type of person that gets so insulted by what, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so even that, like I'm obviously not that old, but like even if I get older and someone calls me Mike, like my dad would fucking kill me if I called him someone older than me or like one of my dad's friends by their first name. Like it's always Mr. and Mrs. or I'd get fucking slapped. I understand the respect and I like respect. Like I was raised on that, but I think it becomes pretentious. Yeah, when you're doctor. All right, bro, chill the fuck out. Yeah. Like Mike Sean's dad is an orthodontist, and part of respect, but also just how I was raised. I call him Dr. K. That's just how I met him. So I call him Dr. K, like kind of a nickname. But it's not, but if I called him Mr. Kelleher, he's not gonna fucking kill me. He'll, you know, like I don't know. I don't like it.
No, I don't know how. And now calling somebody Doc, they don't have to be a doctor for you to call him Doc.
Yeah, my grandpa's nickname was Doc for some reason.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why. He had the same name as my dad, but everyone called him Doc. Grandpa Doc. I have no clue why.
That's interesting.
Still don't know why.
Yeah.
Definitely not a doctor. He was a trucker. Doc's a cool nickname. Doc would be a good dog name.
Doc would be a good dog name, yeah.
I like that.
Especially a licky dog.
Yeah.
Very licky dog.
I got to show you this stupid dog that's right down the street, and I'm working real hard not to get it because I want it so bad. It's just a big old fat lab thing it's just so cute.
We are remarkably close to one of the dog shelters. It's literally on the other side of the freeway from us.
It's a brother-sister combo there. Fuck. It's cute. Doc.
So Jerry Buss, who ends up owning the Lakers, ultimately has 6 kids, and they all work in the organization still. Jeannie being the one who's running it, but
I wonder if they do other things because he obviously got rich and then bought the Lakers and got extra rich because he elevated it and the sport elevated. Like a little bit of dumb luck. But yeah, getting Earvin Magic Johnson, turning it into a show, which is smart, and they tease that in the next episode. But then Michael Jordan coming along. Like the NBA from 1979 to the year 2000 or 98, probably tenfold its money, I'd imagine.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Each team, the television, like all of it went absolutely apeshit in that time period.
Yeah.
So he was probably one of the very few that made a shit ton of money on the NBA because a lot of people don't.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Our franchise here is probably getting. I feel like it's devaluing because we can't ever win anything.
I think that's most teams.
Yeah.
I've always heard, and it's half a joke, but I've always heard that sports teams in general are pretty bad.
Well, and that was definitely true at the time.
Yeah.
And if you can't like buy it and then hold it, and then you're never going to make your money
or
back.
do something with it. Like that's a huge turnaround. You know? Celtics, like an iconic franchise, changed hands a bunch of times in the 70s. Yeah, when they were good.
Yeah.
And they're still good now, but they went through ups and downs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I guess if you buy the Kings right now and then you can get to the playoffs for 10 years straight, you'd probably make some money.
Or any year.
Yeah. No, but because you need the longevity for the value. 1 year, then the second year is when you get the jersey sales and ticket. You know what I mean? Like you kind of need to ramp up.
Yeah. Did you see that was 3 times in the last 2 weeks that the NBA has had to acknowledge that late in games, referees made bad calls that basically ended up in the Kings losing?
No, but I don't doubt
2002.
I saw the mini documentary.
Never stops.
Well, and I don't know why that is. But that guy, I think there's a documentary on him. Maybe we should cover it.
I think, yeah. Sure.
What's his fucking name? Donahue?
Maybe.
Suppose he was betting, right?
Yeah. Supposedly, yeah. That's part of the story.
Donahue. Maybe I'm way wrong.
So I actually have already listened to a couple of things this morning about reactions to this show, and a question that I have that we always kind of ask is, who is this for? And I felt like when I was watching it, because I was not the biggest basketball fan at this time, I was a baseball fan, but because of what happened from 79 going forward, I knew about what was going on because basketball came into to the mainstream culture. And as I was listening to Adam McKay talk about it, like brought black culture into mainstream culture.
For sure. Yeah, I think like I said, it was kind of like a perfect recipe of all this. And like that's why I think I fell in love with basketball in like, I don't know, I was probably 6 years old, 92, 93.
Yeah.
Obviously a great time to fall in love with basketball, an easy time, but it had such a culture about it.
Yeah.
And black culture obviously played a huge role into it, but hip hop and sneakers and all these things around literally those years, the early 90s with Jordan, which Magic Johnson set the foundation for. I just never like felt a culture with other sports. And yeah, baseball has a culture, but especially it's kind of been worldwide, you know, so you kind of have like a Puerto Rican Latin culture. You kind of have like the farmer white boy culture. Like there's a lot of different cultures within baseball, where basketball, even still, even though it's pretty international now, has such like a vibe about it. And I fell in love with that. And I definitely think that Magic Johnson, Larry Bird are two names that are so household.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like and I've probably used this definition before, but like if my mom knows your name, it's household to me. Like she's a good barrier of it, at least with sports stuff or actress stuff, you know, because she's into pop culture, but she's not that into it. Everyone fucking knows who Magic Johnson is.
Right.
You know, everyone, even now, like there's probably 5 names, like LeBron James, probably Michael Jordan, probably Shaq, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson. Like everyone fucking knows them, you know?
Yeah.
Which is huge.
So when I was watching it, I was thinking that I so much loved the way that it looked in its recreation of the late 70s, like, you know.
We're at the Playboy Mansion all the time. Was that?
Well, Jerry Buss owned one of the locations, the one in Phoenix, of the Playboy Mansion. Playboy Club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know anything about any of that.
Well, he had a reputation.
No, I'm sure.
For banging it out.
Yeah.
Pretty often.
Yeah.
With much younger women.
Yeah.
Much younger women.
I don't know who it's for. I think based on episode 1, it's probably for everybody because they have that comedy thing. If it was a little bit more on the basketball thing, you know, but because John C. Reilly's kind of mixing it up, I think most people would probably end up enjoying it.
Yeah, and there is not much basketball in the first episode.
No.
I understand that there is more as we go along.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. They talk a little bit about him getting drafted and the negotiations there. It feels more like a family-ish drama.
The negotiation part of it, when he's being offered $400,000 and he's holding out for $600,000.
Yeah, I don't know how that works.
And it was a little different then.
Yeah.
I had this little backgroundy, but at the time, you could, if you were potentially going to be drafted, up until the last minute, you could decide to go back to college.
Because now, I don't think you can. If you declare, like, you basically throw away your eligibility, I think.
Yeah. So he could have gone back, and
which is funny.
Yeah, he said he was going to go back. According to this,
they didn't say the number that Larry got paid.
6.
Oh, it was?
Oh well.
No, that was.
That's what he asked.
He asked for 6.
Yeah, I don't know.
Abdul-Jabbar had 650, which I think is funny.
Yeah,
which is like perfect because he's like, I'm not the guy yet. He says 6, but they said, you know what Larry got paid, that's all they said, which made me think that Larry got nothing.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't think I ever saw that number.
Yeah,
I know what Magic ultimately ended up with was 5.
Oh, okay.
But the conversation he has with his dad, and his dad's like, I have sacrificed for you, and I never, I should have pushed back against being devalued and racism and whatever, but I didn't do that so that I could provide an environment in which you could excel as a basketball player.
And
Why are you doing this?
The show shows, who knows how true any of this is, but it shows early that Magic cares and sees that his dad works really hard for him.
And that he had the seeds of being a savvy businessman when he was a teenager.
Yeah. No, for sure. Which now we know. Like, I think he owns part of the Lakers. He owns 1 billion Starbucks, 1 billion 24-hour fitnesses, among other things. Yeah, I don't know the money then, and I do think it was way different because they might have even had a players union at that point. For all I know.
I don't know.
Because now there's like rookie maximum and minimums, et cetera. Like, it's no way is a rookie coming in getting what the star player of the Lakers is getting. It's not even close.
Yeah.
You know, LeBron's getting $20 million a year.
For sure.
Rookie's getting $1 million.
Yeah. So rather than, because let's rate it when we get to the end of it. But at this point, I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep watching it.
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it. Yeah, I liked it. Yeah, I wish I could kind of binge through it. You know, I like doing 2 or 3 episodes at a time.
Yeah, I feel you.
Because then you kind of get lost. Because actually, on my own time, I was watching Friday Night Lights, which I've never seen.
I've never seen it either.
Yeah, and it's like, I honestly don't think that good. But everyone was talking so highly of it.
Everybody loved it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
The first season I thought actually sucked. But I have nothing else to watch, so I kept banging through. And then second season got a little bit better. A little bit less football in the second season so far. A little bit more like high school drama-y shit, which I don't mind. It is what it is. But it started to get a little bit better. But yeah, I remember, and it came out, 2010 maybe-ish, maybe a little bit earlier.
Like
but everyone was talking so crazy about it. And even still, people talk crazy about it. And I was very on it. But there's a lot of ties to this. And so it mixed up in my brain for a second. Like there's a little bit of racist-y things going on in the first season. Obviously sports things going on. Yeah, I don't know. Blew my brain a little bit for a second. Blew some fuses, the connections.
Totally understand.
But yeah, this is good. I like it. I suggest people watch it.
So Winning Time, HBO original, HBO Max, comes out on Sundays.
Yeah. Y'all.
Sunday evenings. Check it out. Let us know what you think. Comments wherever we have comments. We have a brand new website for the podcast. It's 50%, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. So 50%. Facts.com. This is we have had a website, but it's been a giant pain in the ass to keep it up to date. This one updates itself, and I only have to do work on it when I want to do something different than what it does on its own. So check it out there, but you can find our Discord link there.
Nice. Yep. Get in there. We got questions we're answering maybe every Friday now. It seems like a decent vibe. There's a tab once you get into Discord. So you join the Discord. You probably have to make a username if you don't have one. For those that don't know, Discord is probably it's definitely the future, I think, but it is the current as well. It's similar to a big group chat, if you think of it that way. So we can build our community there. We have different text channels within that group chat. So there's a general where you guys can bullshit, show your lifts, talk shit. But then we have other little ones if you look on the left. And on the left, we have one that's called Only Dumb Questions for now. And we don't want dumb questions. We want cool questions, but that's the title for now. So you go in there, leave your question. If you get chosen, we're going to cover it on an episode of Fridays, and you'll win a gift from 3SB, Third Street Barbell, from Jim and I. So check that out. You'll also get exclusives on clothing, maybe Discord only drops, for sure early access. So join that. And then, like Jim said, the 50% Facts website will be updated all the time. So if you want to find, if you switch from Spotify to iTunes or whatever you want to do, easy links are there for you.
Yep, all of them.
That's it. I'm Solid Mike. 2Ks everywhere you want to find me, 3sb.co, and we'll catch you Friday.
I am at the Jim McD on all the social media. If you are in Sacramento or the greater Sacramento area, coming up this Saturday, we have another open gym day.
The 12th, March 12th, we're partying.
8 to noon-ish, and come see us, come talk to us, full free, and we'll talk to you next time.